Hey Hollywood Lifers, it's Nicole here, and I'm sitting with Jamie Otis from Bachelor Pad 3 and Ben Flajnik's season of The Bachelor. We are so excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, this is a big day. Breaking news, Ben and Courtney Robertson, they broke up. What do you think about this?
You know, I don't find it too surprising since their relationship was entirely based on sex. You know, nude scenes in the water, sneaking over to each other's hotel rooms while we're filming, and he's dating numerous other girls. I mean, I don't know why, but I never did see, a fairy tale ending for that too.
I mean, Courtney, she always came off as the mean girl in the house. Was that really the case, or would you say that was bad editing?
I think that this is the truth, that every girl and every guy gets edited, you know, that's that. And I don't call it bad editing, you have to make a good TV show. So they're making a TV show, her actions, she chose to act like that. You know, these producers, they will, encourage you to act a certain way, and you can maintain, your morals and your beliefs, and you can be a good person and refuse, or you can follow along and make a good TV show. And, so Courtney, she chose to act that way.
And I mean, you were there from the moment they met to the moment they fell in love. Do you think that they were really in love at all, or was it, like you said, purely based on sex?
This is the thing, is that I truly believe that if you want to have a good, solid relationship, you can't jump in bed with someone, you just can't do it. So they've known each other for as long as I knew him, and I hadn't even kissed the guy, and she's sleeping with him. So, I think if you're gonna do that, you can't expect a happy fairy tale ending.
Yeah, I mean, you say that she was sleeping with him in the house. Were the other girls mad about that?
We didn't know. We had no idea that he was sneaking out and that she was sneaking out. So it was interesting for us to watch the season, that's for sure.
And let's switch gears here. Bachelor Pad, that was very, a controversial time for you and Sarah and Chris. Tell me, where do you all stand now?
Chris, he's a charmer, and he tried charming his way back around, just trying to sneak his arm around me for pictures, and I'm like sneaking my way away from him. And I'll tweet something and he'll message he favorites my tweet or something, and that's sweet. He's trying very hard to apologize, but and that's fine. That's good that he at least understands that what he did was wrong. But I don't have time in my life for guys like that. I really don't. And as far as Sarah, I feel like she's very confused. As far as she's just a happy-go-lucky girl, and she's just very nonchalant about all of it. She slept with Ed, then she slept with Chris. I mean, she obviously doesn't care too much. So that's fine. I think she's a great girl. She's a nice girl.
Have you spoken to Chris though since Bachelor Pad, or have you seen him at all?
Chris was in town for the lemonade stand, and I definitely went out of my way to avoid him. I don't have time, to discuss these petty things. That happened then, and I'm happy to have moved on. To kind of, I want to separate myself from that kind of, that was a torture. That whole entire season was absolutely torture for me, and I don't want to relive it.
No, it was not a good time.
No.
But you survived.
I survived.
Which brings us to, how has your life changed since Bachelor, and how do your friends treat you now, and how has your life changed, and how is it different?
So, when I went on The Bachelor, I lived in a rundown trailer park, and I own my own little trailer, and now I'm a big city girl here in New York, and, I'm hosting, and I'm modeling, and I'm just really trying to, I love what The Bachelor did for me as far as, to have such support and love from some people, but, I want to move on. I enjoyed that I grew an awful lot. I went through some really hard times on Bachelor Pad, and I'm fortunate for that because I can grow from it, but now I'm ready to move on and be Jamie Otis, not Jamie Otis from The Bachelor and The Bachelor Pad.
Exactly. Well, here you're Jamie Otis.
Yes.
But we do want your opinion on, what do you think about Sean Lowe being the next Bachelor?
I think Sean Lowe is a great next Bachelor, and I think mostly because it seems to me he has real good morals and values and beliefs, and that's what the Bachelor franchise needs right now. They need someone who is going to really, who's really looking for someone to marry, who really is going into this not for fame or for money or dating 25 different girls, but to truly find his next wife. And I feel like Sean I feel like Sean's genuine, so I'm excited about that.
And I know, you're trying to move on from The Bachelor, but if you did have the opportunity to be the next Bachelorette, would you be the next Bachelorette?
Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. I would never be the next Bachelorette. I would never go on the next Bachelor Pad. I would never do anything with The Bachelor ever again because I don't feel like the guys who go on that show are genuine. I don't believe that they're really there looking for love. I feel like they're very quickly swayed with production, and that's not where I'm trying to find love. Like, I really want to get married and have, a happy family, and I believe, I'm very traditional. I believe in, when I say my vows, I'm serious. I'm not saying it for a magazine, and I'm not saying it for America. I'm saying it because I love someone and I want to have their babies and, and grow old together. And I don't know, every guy I've met from The Bachelor has only proved me right in the theory that these guys they're not necessarily genuine. So let's hope that Sean is genuine, and he seems like he is, so.
Definitely, I think that he is genuine. It seems like he really is looking for love after Emily Maynard, so we can only hope that's the case.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jamie. Bachelor Talk, so much fun. For all of your celebrity news, style, gossip, and more, keep on coming back to HollywoodLife.com.